Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bring in the Richest 12, the Christmas special. Yesterday we saw Dagan win in period 2. He got 515 pennies, followed by Brian, who got 469 pennies, and Narura, who got to 400 pennies. So right now they're in the top 3 with Dagan winning overall. He did win in period 2, so that prize is guaranteed. We will have to check to see the class average to see who gets class average later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get right started with period 6. And period 6 starts off with the lightest boat ever recorded. Look at that. From Jeremiah. The lightest boat, and it floats. Let's see if it could at least get 1 penny, maybe even 2. Who knows? Nope, just 1 penny. Sunk at 1 penny, Jeremiah. So good and funny boat, Jeremiah. The lightest boat at 0.8 grams held 1 penny. All right. So with that done, we can go ahead and continue. So as the last time, we are going to go ahead and go by surface area. We'll go by surface area of the boat with smallest to biggest. Alright, so next we're going to go with, it was close between these two, but Marley's boat. So we'll go with Marley's boat. Alright. We're going to start with 50 pennies. So Jeremiah's 1 penny boat has already been defeated. Alright, if you hear any sounds, that's my son on the sound monitor. We're just putting him down for his nap right now. Or by we, I mean my wife. Alright, and oh, there it goes for Marley. Oh no, and look, a part of the boat came back off. Oh my goodness, the boat has sunk. Alright, didn't make it to 100. But we'll see how far Marley was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 away from 100. So that's 81 pennies. So Marley got to 81. Alright. So we got 1 penny for Jeremiah, and Marley got to 81. Okay. Yep, so there's the part of the boat that came off. Alright. But Marley is in the lead by 80 pennies so far. Alright. Alright, next up we will go to Marlowe's boat. Alright, let's first start off with those 80-some pennies and see if Marlowe can hold it. And as yesterday, I have a good drying system to where these pennies actually dry pretty quick. Alrighty. And there goes Marlowe's boat! Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. She also, Marlowe, was 19 away from 100, so also got to 81. Now, this is once again where the weights do come in and are very important for tiebreakers. And Marlowe's boat weighs at 11 grams, while Marley's weighed at 38. So right now, Marlowe has the lead because of the tiebreaker. All right. But like I said, please excuse me for not being as enthusiastic as I usually am. Definitely very exhausted. Not actually feeling the best today, but that's okay. All right, next on surface area, we have Jolene's boat. So there's Jolene's. We're still looking for the first 100 penny holder of the group. All right. And looks like Jolene, if she can hold this last handful, will be in the lead. And there we go. Jolene is at 100. Jolene is at 100. We have our first person at 100 pennies. And there goes. Jolene couldn't get to 150. We'll see how close. We were definitely at 100. 33 pennies were extra, so that means there's 17 in there. Jolene got to 117 and is in the lead. So good job, Jolene. You are currently in the lead, and your boat weighed 26.7 grams. By the way, just because it's interesting, Jeremiah's boat is the first boat I've actually weighed that's under a gram. It was definitely interesting. All right. Okay. So, next up, we will go to... Alright, let's see. Surface area-wise, it's going to be Emmanuel's boat. So now we're going to go to Emmanuel's boat and see how he does. And Emmanuel's boat comes in weighing at 41.3 grams. Alright, so we're going to start with pennies that Jolene was able to hold. Oh no, dropped a penny. Going to have to get that very, very carefully. Which I did. Okay. Trying to get to where Jolene was at, 117. Alright. So these are the rest of the pennies. So we know that he's past Jolene. We'll see if he can get any further. And there it goes! And it even topples over. We got a topple over boat. Yep, definitely sunk and tops over. Alright, so how far was Emmanuel from 150? Good job, Emmanuel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22. Wait, did I count that right? I just gotta double check. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, yes, I knew I miscounted. He was 21 away from 50, which means 29. So 129 for Emmanuel. Emmanuel is in the lead at 129 pennies. All right, and in case you've been keeping track of the top three of this class, right now the top three is Emmanuel, Jolene, and Marlo. So Jeremiah was knocked out pretty much right away, and now Marley has been knocked out of the top three in the class. All right, and then we know we got all these pennies that I gotta scoop back up. Alrighty. While I'm doing this, the reason I mentioned the top three in the last class is because, as a reminder, I do keep track of the top three finishers. We do take a look at the top, keep track of the top three finishers. And once again, remember the class with the best average gets a prize. And then remember that the class winner gets a prize, and then the overall winner will get the grand prize, which is really good. But if you were paying attention to the theme song, a lot of you did not heed my call, because a lot of these boats were small. So if you don't get the great prize, that's not my fault. And right now, Dagan is still in charge of that prize right now. Dagan does have the prize from period 2 right now. We'll have to see if he can keep the prize if it's his, or if he's going to lose it. Alright. Well, period 6 did get to the 3-digit pennies faster than period 2. But we'll see if they can even get to 150. Right now, we're going to go to Aiden's boat. So we'll see if Aiden can get to 150. Okay. Good start so far for Aiden. Alright, Aiden is getting close to 150. One of the seals broke and is starting to take a little bit of water, but it looks like Aiden has made it 150 at least, and there it goes! That was the seal I was worried about. But Aiden did make it to 150, so good job, Aiden. Your boat was 13 grams and got to 150. Alright. So yes, that's been, once again, that's what hurt some people in period 2, and looks like we may see a factor in this as well. Well-designed boat probably could have gotten close to 200, but a seal once again broke and started taking water. You can see it right here, that it was starting to take in water. We even saw that with Dagan's boat. Dagan's boat could have held more if it was sealed, so we'll have to see what keeps going. But there we go, we're at 150, and that will officially knock Marlowe out of the top 3 as well, in this class at least. Alright. Next. Alright. We're going to go to Paulette's boat, which is awesome. Has even the little divider there, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so we'll see how far Paulette can go. Trying to tie Aiden's 150. Alright. Definitely sealed a little bit better, so that's at least helpful. Alright. Paulette's trying to get to 150, and oh, will not make it. Paulette was 6 pennies away from 150, so that's 144. Paulette's boat, which was 19.9 grams, got to 144. Was very close to tying Aiden. But is currently going to be placed in second in the class right now. So Paulette is second in the class. Because at this point, that's what these boats are trying to do. They're just trying to be winning in the class right now, the smaller ones. Because actually right now, Dagan is still winning. Alright, get those pennies to keep drying. That will also knock Jolene out of the top 3 as well. Alright. And Dagan, if you're keeping track, you gotta beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more boats. You gotta beat 11 more boats. We'll see how that goes. The next boat is Ivana's boat. Alright, so right now 150 is the barrier. For period 2 is 100. Right now it's 150 for period 6. So let's see if we can get past 150. Alright, Ivana's definitely doing good. Definitely sturdy. No leaks right now. Still a little bit of space. Ivana's at 150, so good job, Ivana. By the way, Ivana's boat weighs at 14.2 grams. 14.2. Trying to get to 200. And oh, there it goes! Ivana's boat does sink. It was close to 200. We'll see how close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was 7 pennies away from 200. That's 193 for Ivana. Good job. Which means Emmanuel is now out of the top 3. And Ivana is currently in the lead in the class. And now Dagan has to beat 10 boats. 10 more boats for Dagan. Alright. So good job, Ivana. You're in the lead right now. Next, we will go to Vincent's boat. Vincent's boat comes in at 29.7 grams. And what's cool about Vincent is he actually was trying to make a motor for the boat, but didn't have enough time to finish that. But that would have been so cool if he did. If you're wondering why it's a little scrunched up, it was because he had to get it to the under the 9-inch length requirement. Everything else was fine though. Oh man, there's already a leak in the boat, which is amazing, and oh my goodness! Once again, the seals are getting these kids. The seals are getting you guys. The boat was well made, it just wasn't sealed at the end, and I'll show you where it broke. I just gotta count the number first. 44 pennies were left of that 200 that I threw. So that means there was 100 and, let's see, 44. So what is that, like 56? So 156 here for Vincent. And this is what got Vincent right here. You'll see that there was a little seal here that already broke and started to take in water. So once again, another good design boat. I've seen a lot of them, but the sealing work is not solidifying it has been hurting you kids from winning. But still, Vincent does get to 156, which is good to knock Paulette out of the top three, put him in second ahead of Aiden. So at least Vincent is in the top three for now. But does not beat Ivana. Ivana is still in the lead. Next, we're going to Leia's boat. And this one's definitely sealed. So we'll see how that helps. Leia is trying to be the first boat in this competition to get to 200. Pennies are dry. Here we go. See, I like when they're sealed and made smooth like this. It makes it easier for me to just dump the pennies in. Alright, and see, now when I get a lot in, I can start seeing, oh, okay, so this is where I need to start putting them in. Alright, Leia, we're trying to get you to 200. Sorry, just getting the pennies. And there it goes! It sinks! Alright, so Leia did not get to 200. She was 6 pennies away from getting there, which means even though Leia did not get to 200, Leia did pass Ivana for first place in the class. So for now, Leia is in the lead with 194. Leia, you are in the lead with 194. Alright, that does knock out Aiden of the top 3 as well. Alright. Next, we go to Lee. Lee's boat. We're going to try to be the first one to get to 200. Alright. Also, Leia's boat came in at 49 grams. Vince's boat was 29.7 grams. Lee's boat is 57.1 grams. 57.1. Once again, the pennies are dry. Let's get started. Alright. Oh, Lee may not have as much surface area, length, or width-wise, but the height is always helpful. You actually want to try to have more height in your boat as well. So not only do you want the seals, you want the height. I already saw some air bubbles on the bottom, but it looks like it's sealed very tight on the sides, which matters. So even if it's taking water in the bottom, it's going to remain buoyant. And there you go, Lee. You're the first one to crack 200. Good job. That'll knock Vincent out of the top 3. Lee has the lead, but Lee wants to increase that lead as much as possible. So we're going to try to see first if Lee can even get to 250. And Lee does. Lee's at 250. So not only is Lee taking the lead, Lee is really building it up. Now we're going to see if we can get to 300. Once again, the height is key. That is 300. 300. Lee got to 300 pennies. Good job, Lee. So Lee really takes the lead on this. With 7 more boats to go, Lee has the lead at 700. Good job. That knocks Vincent out of the top 3 as well in this class. So Lee, you were not able to beat Dagan, but you are currently winning in the class. So we'll have to see if that can stay for the rest of it. With the last 7 boats. All right. Now, these last 7 boats are humongous and really trying to maximize on the surface area. So any of these have a good chance of winning. Going by surface area, we first will go to Aries' boat. Aries will be first. Aries is first to try to see if she can catch Lee. And these boats are big. They definitely have a chance of being Dagon. They definitely have a chance of getting to Leia. So we're going to have to see what happens. So we're going to first start off with the 300 pennies that Lee got to. Because no matter what, Aries has to hold those. Alright, and it's looking really good that Aries is going to tie. In fact, because the boat's doing good, I forgot to say. Aries' boat comes in at 84 grams. At 84 grams. Alright. One more handful. And Aries will tie Lee. Which would also knock Ivana out of the top 3 in the class. And Lee has been knocked out of the top 3. Or not Lee. Ivana has been knocked out of the top 3. And Aries has the lead at 350. At 300. Well, sorry, 300. We'll see if Lee can get to 350. And Lee, you are at 350. You are at 350, which is really good. Now you can actually start thinking if you could get the top 3 overall and see if you can beat Dagon. We'll see if you can. But right now you're trying to catch Narura, and oh my goodness, you will not make it to 400. We'll see how close you were to 400, Aries. Well done. You were very close to 400. 23 away from 400, which is 77. So 377. Good job, Aries. You got the 377. Well done. All right. Well done, Aries. 377. All right. And this time around, the surface area has been working, and boats haven't been toppling over too much, so we are definitely going faster through this. All right. All right. Next, because we're going to take a while anyway, I thought, you know what, we'll just go ahead and let's go ahead and get this one done. Here, I'm going to just get rid of Luis's flag. It's not standing anyway. But here comes Luis's boat. And Luis has an amazing distinction. Luis's boat is 253.4 grams. It is the largest, it is the heaviest boat I have ever had to put in Lake Martin. We'll see if that gives it more buoyancy. It is officially the heaviest boat and the first and only one I've ever had to get to 200. Doesn't have a lot of sides though, so he's going to have to hope that's very buoyant. And that it can hold on to these 400 pennies. So we're going to see how far Luis can make it. All right, here we go. It's actually taking on water, but it's still holding on, which is amazing. And there it goes! Oh, what a graceful sink. If it was lighter, it would have plopped up. Instead, it just sinks. Luis does not get to 400. Let's see how far Luis was close by. Alright, I may miscount it, so I'm going to just double check real quick. Yeah, all right. He was 53 away from 400, which puts him at 347. 347 pennies for Luis. Oh my goodness. Look at that massive boat. At least I appreciate it. Look how easy the water does come from this. Man, that's a lot of water coming out. Makes you think that there may have been some leaks in there somewhere, but I don't know. But what an amazing heavy boat. All right, that also knocks Leia out of the top 3 of this class. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's gain these last pennies. Put them in my dry place. That way they can dry really fast. Alright. Next. Alright, Dagan. Dagan, you are 5 boats away from winning. Dagan is 5 away from winning. Whereas Aries has 377. We're still in for the 400 boat. The question is, does Logan have what it takes to get to 400? Logan has height on his advantage. He has one of the boats with the most height, so that could very much be helpful. We're going to start with the 350. See, I honestly like I like box boats and the circle boats because it makes it easier to dump the pennies on. For 400, that's what we are looking for. We are trying to get to 400. There we go. Logan's boat comes in at 90.6 grams. 90.6. All right, and oh my goodness, there was a leak. There was a leak in the boat, and it will not make it. There was a leak in the boat. All right. It's just like how it was yesterday. How could have got more pennies in, but a leak showed up. A leak showed up over here in the corner. There must have not been a very good seal. Again, I'll look to see if I can find it. But first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He was 25 away from 350, so he got to 325. So it's good enough to get him in the top 3 and knock Lee out of the top 3. But in his class, but it is 3rd, and we'll see if we can see where the leak was. Let's see, where was it? Ah, that's what happened. If you look right here, you'll notice that water was already coming into it, and then it ended up overpowering the boat. So once again, the seals need to be sealed really well, which is why they're called seals. Art. Also, looking at this boat here, you'll see that water was already coming in because of water here, so it was already coming in. Alright, so Logan did have another design boat, had good height on his side, but unfortunately, not enough there to really keep it going. Alright, Dagan is now 4 boats away from victory. And now next, when it comes to surface area, looks like we're going to go to Frank's boat. So here comes Frank's boat. Frank has only been with us for a couple of weeks, but he's already making an impact, getting really good grades, behaving really well. And it looks like he's going to try to go for this win. But there is a problem. I can already see a little sealing problem right there. So hopefully it can get enough pennies before that becomes a problem. We'll find out. The good news is the surface area is on his side, though. He does have a lot of surface area to make up for. So we'll have to see if he's the first one to get to 400 pennies. Although I guess before he can even get to 400, he should try to beat Aries, who got to 377. All right. I put them really on one side to try to avoid that seal. All right. He is at 350. Frank is at 350. Can we get to 400? Yes, we can. Frank is in the lead at 400. All right, let's go for 450. And Fishui will pass Narura for top 3 overall right now. Boom. Good job, Frank. You're doing really well. And that seal is actually not doing as bad. Can you get to 500 though? Let's see if you can get to 500. Yes, he is at 500. Frank is at 500. Can we get to 550? Trying to get to 550. He's beat Dagan. He has the lead. And that's it. Oh my goodness, Dagan will not win in period 2. He is officially the class winner of period 2. Congrats to you, Dagan. But Frank was able to get his boat past 550. He was able to get past 550? No, actually he wasn't, my bad. I have 5 pennies that I'm still holding, so he got to 545. He got to 545. With a 38.6 gram boat. Alright, that means this is the new total that has to be beat by these last 3. So good job, Frank. All right. All right. All right, so good job, Frank. Man. Very good design, works out well. So that'll knock Logan out of the top 3. Of the class. Aries is now in 2nd. And I'll be right back. I gotta grab something. Grab me another towel for the boats that I'm trying to dry. Okay, sorry about that, but here we are. We're heading into the final stretch. Frank is at 5:45 with Kelsey, Daphne, and Alejandro to go. So Dagan has just been guaranteed second period victory, but he was 3 boats away. He had to be. We'll see what ends up happening. But right now, when it comes to the overall top 3, we have Frank at first with 5:45. We have Dagan at 5:15. And we have Brian at 469. 469. Alright, next we're going to Daphne, who has the boat, the Shrek. So let's see what Daphne can do. Daphne is going to try to beat Frank's 5:45. Alright, the pennies are dried. We're ready to go. Daphne is going to try to beat Frank's 5:45. There we go. Okay. Okay, Daphne's doing really good. Alright. I definitely think she's about 400, but she's still, she's getting close to the 500 mark. Alright, here we go. Gotta keep going. Okay. I would argue that she's about 50 away from the 550. Here we go. I definitely see the water coming in. I don't know if she's going to make it, and no, she doesn't! She definitely got to 500, but she did not get to Frank. She was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pennies away from 550, which means it's 537. Wait a minute. 13, 10, yeah, 537, I was right. So that puts her second overall in this competition. But, and that means Dagan's now third overall, but Frank is still winning by 8 pennies. It is 8 penny difference right now. Daphne was 8 away from tying Frank. And oh yeah, I got but she may have needed the 9 to win outright. I think her boat was heavier. Alright, so Luis is out of the top 3 in this class. Frank is still first. And then there's Daphne's boat in second. Alrighty. Alrighty, 2 boats to go. Frank has the slightest of scares. Daphne's boat was at 88.5 grams, so she would have needed 9 more pennies to actually beat Frank. But it's really, really close right now, and we got 2 more to go. Alright, we are going to go to Kelsey's boat next. We're going to go to Kelsey's boat. All right, let us begin. And her boat comes in weighing at 44.9 grams. So it's 5 grams heavier than Frank's. Which means she is just going to have to try to win this thing outright. I have a pile of 350 pennies. Frank was 5 away from getting there. So we got to see what Kelsey can do. Okay. All right. All right, Kelsey's definitely close. And there it goes! Ah, Kelsey didn't make it. All right, we'll see how close Kelsey was. $50. 9. All right, she was 59 from the 550, so she got to 491. She was at 491 pennies. All right, so we got one boat left. Good job, Kelsey. It was just a little bit higher. It was definitely staying good. It just needed to be a little bit higher. Also, another thing that you'll notice is if you look right here, you'll notice the water started to come in here. That's why it started to separate. So it started to make it a little bit heavier. So Frank needs to just be one more boat that does not have any seal problems. It's Alejandro. One more boat. Alright, so Kelsey does take the place of Aries for top 3 in the class. So right now the top 3 are Frank at 545, Daphne at 537, and Kelsey at 491. We're now down to Alejandro. He has the last one. It looks like 550 is going to have to be the magic number. 550 has to be the magic number here because Alejandro is at 115.2 grams. So Frank has the tiebreaker on weight. All right, so here we are. One more boat. As we've already said, Dagan is already guaranteed the period 2 win. He's currently top 3 overall. Daphne is currently number 2 overall. And then we have Frank, who's currently winning with 545. All right. The pennies are dried. Let's go one more round. I'm going to start with the 500. I threw those 9 extra pennies into Kelsey's pile, because that's what Alejandro's going to have to even get to anyway. Alright. Let's see if he can even get to 500 first. So Alejandro does have a good place to put the pennies. The question is, does he have the height to hold them? Okay. Can he get to 500? No! Alejandro will not get to 500. Alejandro was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 for 500. So that is 479. That is it. The competition is over. Bringing the Riches 12 has ended. Frank is the overall winner. So congratulations to Frank. Here are the top boats of the class. Alright. And there we go. So Frank wins. He gets first place. Second place will go to Daphne overall. And then third place will go to Dagan overall. So well done. Thank you guys for doing your best. I hope you guys enjoyed Bringing the Riches 12, the Christmas special. Have a wonderful day.